The Nuna TRIV and the UPPABABY CRUZ are two compact strollers. They're not too big, they're not too small, and they may be the right stroller for you. And in this video, Mia is going to break down the differences. Now, if you have any questions about these strollers or any other stroller, you could email me your questions to questions@mbeans.com, leave a comment below, or give us a call at 617-383-8259. And if you want a free virtual consultation with one of our experts, with even Mia herself, go to mbeans.com/consultations. So here you go, the UPPABABY CRUZ versus the Nuna TRIV.
It's Mia checking in from Magic Beans Videos. In today's video, I'm going to compare two of our most popular single strollers, the UPPABABY CRUZ V2 and the Nuna TRIV. Now, we know that our families are facing a ton of options when it comes to selecting the right baby gear for their family. If you need any help in that process, head on over to mbeans.com/consultations and you can schedule a phone or a virtual consultation with one of our really expert baby gear gurus who are here to really make this process efficient and tailored to your needs. If you have questions at the end of this video, please feel free to leave a comment below. You can email us your questions at questions@mbeans.com, or you can give us a call at 1-866-600-BEAN. We're here to help. We know this is complicated. We know there's so many options. How do you pick? Okay, let's get into the comparison. So when we are comparing the TRIV and the CRUZ V2, we are looking at two strollers that are going to appeal to families who are looking to shop for their needs right now. We are in a day and age where it is possible to purchase a stroller that can be future-proof, something that's going to start as a single and allow you to add a second seat down the line if your family grows. Oftentimes, if we go on that side of the narrative, somewhere, somehow, we're picking up extra size. So it's either in the width, it can be in the depth, the back to front sizing of the stroller, or it can be with regards to the total weight of the stroller. Folks who are looking for a more minimalistic kind of lead here, they're looking for a product that works for right now, and they do not want to sign up for an increase in size just to work down the line, are often going to lead with just these single strollers from the start. And so here with the CRUZ V2 and the Nuna TRIV, we're getting single strollers that are going to be able to be used with a newborn, depending on the features that we add, with nice high weight maximums, and not necessarily all the size that can come when we talk about these future-proof options. There are a good amount of similarities between these two. I do think, though, that each one of these fits a certain specific need kind of better than the other. So before we get into that, let's just talk about the things that are similar, okay? So on both strollers, we are going to get adjustable handlebars. We are going to have the benefit of a really easy to trigger world or parent facing seat. So I've talked about this in the past in terms of really being able to tailor what you're doing on a daily basis based on your child's need, whether it's about the times we're teething or, our toddler years where we can have, just days where we're not in a great mood and we need to interact with our parents. We need them closer. Both of these options are going to allow us to do world or parent facing. So that's consistent there. Now, both options are car seat compatible, and both options have some way, shape, or form to be newborn ready. So with the TRIV, the cool advantage here, Nuna considers the recline here with the TRIV to be newborn ready. There is a bit of an incline. It's not a fully flat lay. We're not looking at 180 degrees here. I'd say this is closer somewhere in the 150 range, but it's newborn ready based on Nuna, and we do trust our vendors to make sure that they are, that they have really done their due diligence in making sure from a safety testing perspective that they can earn that designation. So here on the TRIV, from the box, newborn ready, includes the car seat adapter. We're going to talk about that in a moment. When we're over at the CRUZ V2, the primary seat here, this is safe for a child from 3 months onward. Now, if you're looking to use this outside of having to use the car seat and you want to achieve a really safe position for a child from birth to 3 months, you've got two options. You can purchase the UPPABABY Snug Seat, or the Cruz is actually compatible with UPPABABY's bassinet. I'm a huge proponent of lay flat, really especially those first 3 months when our little ones are born, with really very limited muscular development and no real ability to sort of change the orientation in which their head is positioned in those early stages. So if I'm getting a Cruz V2, I'm probably purchasing the bassinet. I just think it's really convenient to have something that we know is fully safe. And I can give you guys a quick peek here. And so, true to UPPABABY's intuitive sort of design, the ability for things to click right onto and off of, this is the bassinet that would partner with the Cruz if you wanted that newborn ready position. So again, you can get newborn use on either. The general sort of use here that we get when we're talking about using the stroller with a car seat, both frames are pretty light. And so we really, we kind of get this like car seat caddy use here with either, if we're going to be going out with our child in the first year of life, really for so long as they fit into their infant car seat. If you purchase an infant car seat, you are able to strip both frames bare, and that just means you're lifting less weight. So it's really convenient in that regard. The adapter for the TRIV is included at the point of purchase to pair this stroller with any Nuna car seat, any of the PIPPAs. It is a bit more limiting in terms of staying in brand when we're shopping with Nuna product. The Cruz V2 is compatible with a larger range. We can pair it with a Mesa. We can pair it with any of the Nuna PIPPAs. It's compatible with Kiko car seats, Kleck, Cybex. So more freedom of choice here. If you're at the foot of the mountain here and you're just embarking on your baby gear shopping and you're looking for freedom of choice and not necessarily to be staying in brand for both pieces, a little bit more range here when it comes to UPPABABY. I've put the adapters on for each with a Nuna PIPPA. And so when we're talking about compatibility there, say that you're eyeing Nuna's car seat, that's going to click right onto and off, and you get the same ease of use and experience here with UPPA if you're shopping that pairing. The really cool thing about the TRIV, and this is unique to Nuna's TRIV, what we're seeing here on the Cruz, this is a very frequently deployed car seat adapter. That's the Nuna ring adapter for UPPABABY. Adapters, some folks can feel that they're inconveniences. As a parent of a teenager, I think they're a great advancement in terms of baby gear. When I was baby gear shopping, it was much, much, much harder to shop outside of brands. So car seat adapters existing kind of in most circumstances gives you that freedom. Here, however, on the TRIV adapter, look at this really cool feature. It folds in half. So that's pretty handy in terms of our car seat sort of caddy travel system use. So again, you're able to strip the frame on either. Whoopsie. Get that in a moment. So you're able to strip the frame on either. That helps to keep the weight down. That helps to keep the mass down in terms of what's going into your trunk on a daily basis. Now, I really feel that these strollers kind of speak to different needs. So I wanted to speak to that for a moment. Then we'll take some measurements to sort of see where they come in. Now, side to side, they look pretty similarly shaped and sized. But when we are actually comparing the wheel size on either, you're going to see that the size of the wheel is significantly larger when we're comparing the Cruz rear wheels to the TRIV rear wheels. Both strollers have suspension. Both brands care about and value the quality of push. So that it's not to say that there's a trade down here, but those larger rear wheels, if you're thinking suburban use, if you think you're going to be pushing over brick, cobblestone, bumpy sidewalks, and we're going to be doing that daily, having those larger rear wheels will make the experience a bit more convenient. There's also a pretty significant disparity weight-wise for these strollers. The TRIV, 19.4 pounds. Now that's before we've measured the insert, the canopy. So we imagine when those are factored in, we're somewhere closer to 21 and a half. The CRUZ V2 is 25 pounds. Year to year, UPPABABY, when they launched this stroller, they were really great in terms of like listening to the feedback of their consumers, listening to the feedback of their vendors. And so they made a number of upgrades to this stroller so that it handles and it performs better. With those upgrades comes that increase in weight. And so now we're up to 25 pounds for the CRUZ V2. And that's really like a mid-size single stroller. The previous version was 21 pounds. And so to grow 4 pounds in weight really brought it up in terms of its position in a weight class. If you are tuning in and you're going to be doing any sort of public transit-based commuting, if you're in a city or a densely populated urban environment and you're looking for a stroller that is easy to fold, can handle, but is more on the compact end of things, then I think the TRIV sort of gets the vote in that narrative. We'll compare the fold in just a minute. Now we got some questions about the seat height and the seat size. So just so we can speak to that really quickly, we're going to be looking at about a 21-inch seat back height here on the TRIV. And let's get to the actual top here. I'm going to move my belly bar for a moment. Oh my goodness, got so much stuff in the way. So now if we're talking about the CRUZ, we're a little bit shorter, but not much. The CRUZ looks like it's sort of closer to that 20.5 range. Width-wise, if we're doing broadest point to broadest point, and they're basically identical at that point in time, and then seat depth before the footboard collapses. We've got a slightly longer seat depth there in terms of the CRUZ, but nothing too substantial. Both seats can hold a child up to 50 pounds. And so we talk about, to new parents, that 50-pound measurement, that is like completely irrelevant to you because you've never had children. What do you know about what 50 pounds is, aside from maybe you lift weights? But once you have children, you start to realize what those weights represent in terms of age. So 50 pounds, that's a child who could be anywhere between 4 and 5.5, 6 years of age. Your child mentally, as they're approaching pre-kindergarten, they start to have this mental development where they view their baby gear sort of as exactly that. Their stroller reminds them of being a baby. They're coming into their own autonomy. They're growing into their own person. And so they start to mentally outgrow that much sooner than they're going to physically outgrow that 50-pound maximum. So on either stroller, you are absolutely positively going to get your money's worth. The cool thing about the CRUZ, if we could speak to that, is going to be ride on board compatible. So UPPABABY's really great at making ride on boards that are case sensitively compatible with their product. Makes it very easy to pair them, really intuitive in terms of your daily use. There will be a ride on board for the CRUZ V2. So while when we're talking to the benefit of a harnessed seat, there's only one, there is the ability to travel with 2 children. I tend to think ride on board, you're looking for a child to be at least around 3 years of age. Now, of course, there's going to be some variation there in terms of each child's individual development, but 3 to me is sort of the minimum to know that they can do it. Some children won't embrace being on a ride on board until a little bit later. Some children who are fiercely independent may be willing to go onto a ride on board sooner. And then our parents can benefit from sort of baby wearing, balancing baby wearing with the ride on board. So there's some convenience there. Now let's speak about the fold. So the CRUZ V2, UPPABABY's been known to have great standing folds. So with the CRUZ V2, the fold shrunk compared to where it was last year. So we're going to bring that down. Handlebar comes up, and that's my end result. Seat does have to world face in that circumstance. Again, it's not incredibly tedious to have to switch from world to parent facing. It's going to take you just a moment, but on the TRIV, you can do either. So I fold my seat down, and similar to how I showed you guys a moment ago with the adapter, I'm just going to give this a pull, and then I'm folded there. Had I put the brake on, this would have stayed standing when it's folded. That's the first rule of folding a standing stroller. If it can stand, you got to go ahead and put the brake on so it does not move away from you.
Thank you so much, Mia. Again, if you have any questions about these products, you can just drop a comment below or email me your questions to questions@mbeans.com. And if you want to have a free virtual consultation with Mia or one of our experts, just go to mbeans.com/consultations. And before you go, watch another video from Magic Beans videos.